Welcome everyone to the 30 Something Podcast, episode number 5. On this week's show, we are discussing supporting black businesses, the definition of friendship, artist spotlight, and movies that are considered classic that we've never seen before. If you're listening to us on our YouTube, SoundCloud, or iTunes pages, please don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at podcast30something. Like us on Facebook or send us an email at the30somethingpodcast@gmail.com. Now, on behalf of Tone, Khalil, and Thompson, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy show number 5.
Miami, the Playboy's paradise. Pretty girls, fast cars. That's just a facade. The bridge separates South Beach from my Miami. The real Miami. The M.I.A.O. This is where we hustle.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm hustling. Who you suckers think you're tripping with? Yes, I'm the boss.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear right there. Shout out to the Ricky Rose 305. That's my boy right there.
That's what's up.
What's up? Welcome to the 30 Something Podcast. Got Thompson in the building, got Josh, Tone, and Khalil in the building.
What's up, everybody?
And the first topic we'll talk about today is something that, a lot of entrepreneurs out there would understand, as, we brought in with Ricky Ross with Hustling. We got some hustlers out here. And the thing we want to talk about today is black businesses. And I know Khalil, personally, he has his own black business. You want to talk about it right quick?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's up, world? Welcome back to the 30-something podcast. And the business that I have, it's KT's Botanicals. Anybody interested in it, you can even follow us on Instagram at KTS Botanicals, and Instagram, or you can go to the website www.ktsbotanicals with an S at the end.com. And what we do is we specialize in men and women's hair, bath, and skin care. So we have organic and all natural body butters. We have baths. We have oils, headache remedies, where you don't have to use any type of Tylenols or Advils or anything like that.
It's dope.
Yeah.
So I got a question. This is Josh. Do you find challenges selling your products to black people? Do you find that black people want to get a deal? Do you find that black people give you some trouble? I don't know. There's this.
How long is your experience of that?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's true or if it's just like a stereotype or a misconception that black people don't support black people. Mm-hmm. So I guess what I'm asking is what is your history, I guess, selling your products to black people?
Okay, and that's a great question, a beautiful question, might I add. So we've been in business. It'll be a year actually next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We actually legalized everything earlier this year at the beginning of the year. And,
well, you made that sound like you selling weed out here.
No. I'm just saying. How a lot of times people start off businesses, but they don't. They don't include Uncle Sam and everything. They don't get it LLC'd, incorporated, et cetera, et cetera. You're pretty much under the... Well, I don't want to necessarily say that, but on the grand scheme of things, if you really want to make real paper, you do want to make sure that you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You know what I mean?
Documentation.
Yes, sir. And but to answer your other question, as far as is it hard selling to our people? I mean, that's a loaded question because it just depends. You have those customers, you have that demographic of us who get it, who understand it's so necessary to support your people. You know what I mean? For example, Tone and his sister actually have supported our business. And even Thompson supported the business. And
yeah, shout out to Beard Oil. About to, let my stuff flourish out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, summer 2018, you're going to see.
No, seriously. And it's because we've done of course we got a website where you can go and order everything right there, but we've done vendor shows, so we do a lot of face-to-face selling. And we've been at shows where sometimes people, they don't even walk to your table or your display. They may just walk past for whatever reason. And, you know, my lady, she's on top of everything. So our displays are always on point, but people may just be preoccupied with something, or they may see something else. Or you may have people come over and they may look at the price and they don't really understand that the quality, because we have all organic and all natural ingredients. So it's the utmost quality of product.
Now,
So
speaking of quality, right? Now, when you are, or when you have a small business, when you're dealing with the masses or the big juggernaut companies, that the quantity that you're actually producing is on a lower scale, so you're going to get the most potent product, correct?
Yeah, correct. I mean, that's not to say that a higher scale company can't have quality products. A lot of them cut their products. A lot of it, like whatever, in most commercial brands have toxic, chemicals included.
So
in
the
it.
reason why I brought that up is that, it's important for, I guess, us as, a collective of people to always support us, because, you got a lot of that concentration that we can actually funnel that dollar amongst each other.
Exactly.
So I guess back to my question is do you find that black people try to talk you down on your prices?
Well, we never get hagglers, because when we're at vending shows, the price is the price. So we don't do like swap meets or anything. No disrespect to that type of stuff, but the price is the price. Sometimes it may be people there who's selling similar products, but they're not organic. They don't have the essential oils that we have. They're just using, just regular chemicals. It's real cheap product. And if theirs is $5 and ours is $10, they may be like, oh, I want the $10 one, but they don't realize ours is really going to be able to help you with any type of skin condition that you have, like eczema, dry skin, if you got like, blemishes, patches, whatever type of situation you got going on, the type of ingredients we use, because we're a holistic business, so we're in the business to heal you. They don't understand that most people, they think, man, I go to the dollar store and I can get this whole tub of whatever for $5, but you gonna have cancer in 5 years. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, some people get it. Some people support just for the simple fact because it is, and of course we love people to support us. At the same time, we are in a capitalistic society, so we are providing a product to the people that we want them to just enjoy, no matter what color or race you are.
Now, I did have a quick question. How do you deal with competition in your landscape? And I asked it in this capacity. With other demographics that provide the same services you do, the customer base might find that they put more trust in their product because whatever credence or demographic you are. For example, like a lot of black people go to like Korean nail spots to do their nails, or go to different other places to get the service to provide service and goods to their needs. Do you find any type of competition in the industry you deal with when working with your customer base?
Well, that's a great question as well. And of course, when you go into business, you want to do your research, your market research, and understand who your competition is, your competitors, right? And the market that we're in a niche market. However, we do have competitors, and as you were mentioning, alluding to, you have customers who have that familiarity with the brands that they're already using. So how we counter that is, one, we have excellent customer service. We're not going to cheat you on anything. If you order online, you're going to get a fast delivery. The packaging is on point. When they open the package, they feel like it's their birthday. The branding, the marketing, all of these things.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on when you say quality. I think that's the one benefit a black business has to capitalize on when working in the marketplace, is developing that quality. You may not be able to produce on a quantity scale or mass produce, but if you can't reach those levels, you've got to produce on your quality. And I feel that some businesses fail on that and depend on a name or like reach or something like that. Like they don't put the effort into quality, and that's the most important thing when in any business, regardless if it's black, small, whatever. Your quality has to be there, because that's how you get people to return.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Gotcha. So I would like to take this conversation and just move it to a different direction And I'll ask you all, fellas, what black businesses do you support? I know that we talked about Khalil's, but like, I mean, just like, you know, do you search out a black business, and what type of black businesses do you support?
Most definitely. I mean, I literally, I mean, my mom is an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So, growing up in a household where my dad worked a 9 to 5 and my mom was an entrepreneur, I understood sacrifice. And when it comes to sacrifice and having that actual hustle, shout out to the Rick Ross that just dropped. But literally, you had to always put your foot forward based off of wherever it was coming from to make that sacrifice.
Facts.
But one thing that I want to pinpoint on is that, I want to sound like the historian. I mean, let's talk about, Black Wall Street in Tulsa, where, I mean, it was a full-fledged functioning place where black businesses strived, and that was destroyed.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So how do we fast forward, and I like to use this quick word because it's relevant now, free think. How do we free think towards actually black businesses where, having that experience of supporting and pushing forward and actually finding out and seeking, where I might find a coffee shop, I might find a clothing shop or a boutique, I might seek out, I've even went to black gas stations to support. I mean, shout out to the black gas stations back in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah,
So,
it's.
I
I mean, and what you said is an important dynamic, because Black Wall Street is an incredible and very extraordinary example of black excellence, right?
Facts.
And that was back in the day when but it was back in the day, right? But it's like we could have our Black Wall Streets today, and one of the things is loving one another, is believing in one another, is supporting one another without even accepting, not accepting, but expecting something in return. Like to put your peoples on without expecting a cut out of the pay or anything.
Absolutely. I would say this. Support your black business. Don't ask for a discount. Pay full price. If you know that there's someone that's has a service and they're black, support them. Other communities do it. We should do it the same. There's nothing racist or racial about it. Just support each other. And the second thing I would say is, for our black businesses, open up on time. You know what I'm saying?
Goes back to that quality
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying? Open
saying.
up on time.
Have certain time.
If you say that you
Management
close at a
is
certain time,
huge.
close at that time, and be professional. Don't give another black person an excuse to not shop at your store, to not
Exactly.
buy your product. So that's my 2 cents. And Thompson, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I actually got a very good friend of mine. She has her own business here in the Charlotte area. Her name is Brandy. She actually owns a mobile massage and concierge service called Pamper Us.
Oh, that's what's up.
Hold on real quick. So she giving out massages?
Yo, let me tell you, like,
go.
she has her own private mobile spa treatment that she travels all around the Carolina area, providing services to businesses as well as individuals.
Okay.
And does she have like a website or like an Instagram page that the people can look out for her as well?
Yeah, it's www.pampersusmms.com, and it's 100% mobile. She does in-home as well as she has a bus that has fully functional chairs and like fully licensed massage people. Like she does nails. She has a private chef that could provide food and cater any event. Like she provides a lot of services, so definitely check her out. And she's a very driven person. Like she's got the Charlotte Chamber of Commerce 30 under 30. She's won a bunch of startup contests. Like she's on her job.
I
So
definitely got
check her
support
out.
her.
Now,
Straight up.
also, one other business, black business that I want to shout out real quick is actually one of my very important fraternity brothers. I have two actual people I want to shout out. One, especially on graduating, and I guess getting over and making sure you pass and graduate. Where one of my brothers, Terry, he provides an actual service where he actually tutors you and puts you together, especially on papers and things of that nature. So most definitely hit him up. His website is www.tphomeworkhelp.online. So extend out to him. Very, very, very educated brother. Make sure you look out for him. And another brother I want to shout out is my boy Jamal Aaron, which he has an actual kids clothing boutique.
Oh, wow.
Where he actually travels, and you know, if you got little kids where you can be fashionable, follow him most definitely on
that's what's
Instagram. You know, his Instagram name is Money Making Mall.
Do you have a website as well?
Most definitely, he's in the works of that. You know, in that regard, but especially with the concept and the travel of the actual. Traveling where you can get fresh. Most definitely check him out. You got one more thing?
I know. I was about to say, if there are any other business, just wanted to wrap it up and say that we do have to support our black businesses out here. They're out here hustling, providing goods and services just as comparable as any business out there, and they're putting their own blood, sweat, and tears into it. They're starting something from the ground up, and we have to support our people because it's a struggle out here, and if we want them to be in places where the people who really make power and influence up there, we have to support them.
Wait, hold on. We got another business in the room. Josh,
Oh, yes.
Don't you DJ?
Right.
Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, if you need any type of DJ services in the Charlotte, Atlanta, or Cleveland, Ohio area, actually, and I'll even say Tennessee, reach out to me on Instagram, Josh in Real Life. We can work it out. Hey, but what I would say is, sometimes when it comes to getting like DJ services, there's always an issue sometimes when people want to pay. And I always say, like, hey, I know what I'm worth. And I know that, especially if I DJ like a wedding reception, you better believe I'm going to give somebody the best wedding reception that I can possibly give. Absolutely. No, I absolutely. Like, I'm a usher. I'm going to make sure everybody eat. I'm going to make sure everybody's having a good time. Everybody drinks. Everybody dances. So when it comes to like wedding receptions and stuff like that, I make it like my personal challenge to make sure that everyone there is having the best time possible.
You'll get grandma to get up there.
Absolutely, grandma's gonna have a good time. So with that being said, is I have my price, and I know what I'm worth. I know what I provide, and I would just say, hey, not just me, but any DJ,
respect the value.
Respect the value, yeah.
And
if you don't like their price, don't talk them down. Just go with someone else. And if that person doesn't do well, just remember the decision that you made.
Exactly. And on that note, we're gonna take it on a quick break. It's the 30 Something Podcast.
Yo, welcome back to the 30 Something Podcast. This is Tone. And our next topic that we're going to discuss today is about real friends and actually defining who your real friends are. Now, one thing that I want to literally drop about, real friends is, one thing that I always try to gauge or understand the people that surround myself, because they're actually, extension or makeup of me and who I surround myself with, right?
Indeed.
So one thing is that a real friend to me, they never take more than what is offered without asking anything in return.
That's the big one,
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like a Bible verse. What
So,
chapter is that? That's
I
like
have
the
no
Quran.
clue, but that's just something that was embedded in my head that one night I had to.
Because if you're really my friend, I don't mind giving something to you without expecting something in return,
Right.
Hold on quick. Say that one more time in the mic this time.
Listen, they heard it. I was just saying, like, my true friends, I don't mind giving something to them without expecting it back.
Right.
Because that's what a friend is, giving without the expectation of receiving,
Josh,
And you
what
expect
gonna
the same from them, too.
I don't know, man. I really feel like if I give something to my friends, I expect it back. Like I do. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong.
No, but see, the way that you're processing that is a little bit different, because the way you the way your friend is going to give it back to you, that's not.
It might not be the same way.
Exactly.
So
Right. It's just a little different.
okay. So what I say is, if I give my time, I do anticipate that if I need time from my friends,
They'll
That's
Give it back.
organic.
I'll get it
though.
back.
That's
That's what we're
natural.
I'll get it back.
That's
I
why.
got
That's
you.
what a friend is.
So
That's
that's
what a friend
interesting.
is.
So real quick, Jay, because I just want to make sure that I'm hearing this correctly. So, are you saying that what you give is what you expect back from that friend?
Yeah, absolutely. I am a person that and we about to go deep if y'all want to
Let's
for
go
this
there.
conversation.
Hey,
man.
let's go. We got the Bears. Let's go.
All right,
We
so
got the-
so some of y'all may not know I've gone through a really traumatic experience within the last 6 months. I lost my son, and yeah, it was tough. It's crazy. I know some of y'all hearing it for the first time, and I had some of my friends who are there, you know, and like they call, text, come to the hospital, come to my son's funeral, and I appreciate that. But then I also have friends who I was there for them, and they weren't there for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like I think I moved some of those people into like being like associates, because I think there's still a place for them.
Indeed.
Like there's still a place for people to go party, go drink, go
That's always
travel.
gonna be there, though.
Like yeah, there's a place for them, but I can't consider them friends.
Man,
Did you ever reach out back to them at any point to figure out why?
Nah. There's no point. No, because it's kind of like I think that like especially men are prideful, you know. So like if a man needs like another man or another woman, it's gonna be clear when they need them, and then when that time passes, if they're not there's no need to have a conversation because you can't go back in time. Like you can't go back and be there. So so what I would say is that I've learned over the last 6 months that associates are good. Like I used to think I used to look at associates as like a negative term. If I said that someone is like my associate, it's kind of like you don't care. But no, I have associates who I care about, who I like, who I enjoy their company. But that's just what they are. You know what I'm saying? So
you have something I need, I have something you need. We could trade off. That's what an associate is. Like I have something of value
So
you
does
need.
that kind of loop back to like me saying no new friends? Because
Well, they're not friends. They're associates. This is it's a barter. You got something I need. I got something you need. We trade off. That's an associate.
So-
Friendship goes a level deeper,
right.
where you don't have to. You don't necessarily need that reciprocation of that action.
reciprocity.
There you go.
So where I disagree with you on the show when you said no new friends, because I believe that you can still meet people after 30 and they can be your good friends.
Absolutely.
And actually what I would also say is that they probably know who you are now better than the people who you met when you were 15, 16 years old, because they don't know the person that and I'm speaking to Tone. Tone, you are here in Charlotte. You're not back in Cleveland. So the people who used to run with at 15, 16 years old, you're a different brother now. You know what I'm saying? So someone can meet you now, and you probably be on the same level.
Now to very hit on the point that you just said.
Yep.
Shout out to Greg Powell, because Greg Jules, that was on the last show.
Coach G.
Coach G, hit me with something really real. 2 days ago. I mean, forget days, the other day, whatever have you, right? He said that people that are your friends that you meet initially are representations of themselves, or actual, they come off as giving you some type of facade. So they're sending a representative of themselves, and then they finally come out later to they let you know who they want you to be to them. So I guess when you meet somebody, they're always going to give you that, perception of whoever you are as a person.
True.
But then later, and it's time, because time is everything to us in our 30s, that they finally show them true selves after,
Yep.
time.
And if they do that, they can be genuine people.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that you may meet someone. It almost sounds like dating. Like honestly, I'll say you this: it's
Bromance.
easier. It's easier. Sometimes it's easier to break up with a woman than it is to cut off one of your homeboys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, like to your point, like yeah, like you may meet someone and you may bond over a specific thing. Like so, you may bond over going out. You may bond over drinking. Like that may be the one thing that you have in common. But over time, you may learn that you have more in common. Like, oh, he's focused on his career. I'm focused on my career. Oh, he's focused on his improving his financial situation. I'm improving. There may be ideas that we can exchange. So when I said that I disagree with you as far as meeting new friends past 30s, because you're on a different level. I speak on myself. I'm on a different level, so I can have more fulfilling friendships maybe now than I could. Then when I go back home to Ohio, and I'm hanging out with my homeboys in the hood. You know what I'm
So
saying?
Khalil, I want to ask you, what are your values of a friendship?
What are my values of a friendship? It's an interesting question. Before I go into that, for the record, man, Jay out. You know, I was one of the people that I didn't know. You know, so my condolences, brother. Like seriously, like real talk, man. But to answer your question.
My man just cracked a beer.
Nah, I mean L'chaim, yeah. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like
Mazel tov.
it's real talk.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And to answer your question, like what are my principles and values and things like that, and considering real friends, what Hov say, I never ask for nothing I don't demand of myself. Honesty, loyalty, friends, and damn well definitely for a designer. And I tell you what else, I tighten my belt before I beg for help. No, let me stop.
Karaoke night on the podcast.
I know, right? No, but you like, cause y'all were speaking on as far as like doing for others and expecting it, or not even expecting it. I believe, and this is just my humble opinion, real friends don't keep tabs.
Yes.
If I have to keep a tab, if I have to remind you what I've done for you, or if you've reminded me what you've done for me, you're telling me that
The
there
tab
was
is
some
up coming
type of
up.
exactly.
That's a
tab
So
is
now
up.
it's time
That's a
for me to
selfish
cash
act.
out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because
They're trying to cash out on your friendship.
yeah, you need to. I need to cash out on this
That's
friendship.
a level of being selfish, though.
Exactly, and don't get me wrong. We as humans are flawed, right? The spirit inside of us is perfect, but the physical form is flawed. It's totally flawed. Part of the lesson in life is to learning how to not be so flawed.
So I got a question for you, and I agree with you as far as you don't keep tabs. Like even, and there's a thin line because what we're talking about, it could extend even to relationships with like your woman.
Real
It
talk.
easily can extend
Absolutely.
out there, yeah.
But what I would say is that I agree you don't keep tabs. But what I also would say is that shouldn't you remember? Like shouldn't you remember what someone did for you?
You should. You absolutely should remember. Like remembering doesn't mean that you're gonna bring it up at another time. Remembering just means you're not gonna forget. You know what I mean? I remember you did this for me because I'm not gonna forget that you did it. Just go ahead.
So I have people who were instrumental like in different like times in my life. I remember, and I can never repay. There's certain friends that I have that I can never repay them for what they've done. But what I always make sure is that they know that I remember, and I can talk about my people back in Ohio. I can talk about people here. There's people who I don't even talk to. I may not talk to all the time. Today we may go months, years, but they know that like, hey, bro, hey, sis, hey, I remember, and I'm forever grateful.
And and what you just hit on, because think about it, you have those friendships that you could go literally years. You could probably even go a decade or two without talking to a certain friend from way back in the day.
You
Life
picked
just
up where you left off.
yeah.
Yes.
Once y'all first talk, it ain't even like y'all catching up on everything. Y'all picking up from where y'all left off
Facts.
at, and then y'all rewinding back and going up. Man, but this is all that and y'all are still the same person. Essentially from when y'all first met. Now, as far as circumstantial wise, y'all went through a lot of stuff, experiences. Y'all went through a lot of stuff. So we're different in a lot of different ways, but y'all can pick up from where y'all at. And that friendship never left. But you got those people that you may even talk to on a regular basis every day. And they'll tell you, man, I did this for you. I did that for you. Blah, 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 blah. You know? And it's like, you like, damn, okay. Associate.
I had one
You know
question.
what I mean?
I had one thing that Josh had mentioned about you have those certain individuals that were instrumental in your life. Do you feel indebted to that person to be their friend forever, regardless of what changes they go through in life? Do you hold on to those moments where they were instrumental to you and feel obligated to be their friend, regardless of how that person changes?
Man, great question. No. No. But listen. No. As long as in there are specific people that I can name, and there's specific memories. And what I would say is the people who I cherish the most are people who are giving, who are kind. And that's not to say that they didn't have expectations once they give, but as long as they remain that honest, that caring, that kind person.
If they keep those values.
If they keep those values, thank you, brother. If they keep those values, then yes. But again, I mean, if they go and do something where they do something egregious, then yeah, I may back off a little bit. However, I'll still never forget. And again, like if society may turn their backs on them, and even if they do something that I don't approve, I will still be there in some type of capacity to support. You can love people, you can give people tough love, where maybe you back away from someone, and you tell people that you care about them. So to answer your question, like, yeah, there will always be some type of love, but I may not show it the same way depending on how they continue with their life.
Me and Josh about to be like, oil and vinegar.
Okay, come on.
For me personally, regardless of whatever walk of life that they actually go through, with levels, ups and downs, here and there's, I'm a ride or die regardless, and always fall in debt to them because they're creating value to, which, like I said earlier, that defines me. The people that surround me, I'm going to keep those important friends involved and always in my life. So, like, just to give an example, like, my best friend, DJ J Walk.
What's up, J Walk?
Hey, like, that's like my brother, but initially that's my friend, right? So I can make a phone call today, like we just talked about. I ain't talked to J Walk in 15, 16 months, days, whatever have you. Yeah. I had that connection. Yeah. Another one of my brothers, Brandon White, another monster out here on the social side where I can give him a phone call and understand that, yeah, we 700, 650 miles away, but I know that he'll be there, and I found myself in debt to him and my other close-knit friends because of who they are and how they're built, because they're representations of me too.
So let me ask you this, fellas, and this is for the table. Anybody who want to answer this, feel free. So we gave our definitions, or we've painted particular pictures of what friendship means to us in different ways. Do you guys feel that you've had instances, even in your adult life, where you failed to be that friend? So let me expound on that. Where you may have made some type of mistake, you may have not have been there. You, like how Jay was mentioning those. He was mentioning his son's death with the funeral. I know myself personally, it's one of my best friends, my man's Woo, back from college. We both from the same city, pledged the same frat. I wasn't at his wedding, and I know it was because I was going through financial hardship at the time. This is back in 2012. If I could rewind time, if I could have the money and do that, I would be there. But that was a precious moment in his life that I wasn't there for.
A true friend wouldn't hold that against you. They wouldn't throw that in your face, given your current situation. They wouldn't ask you to extend yourself past your bounds just to be for their moment. They would understand your situation and, understand like you're there in spirit, or there'll be other opportunities
Which
and memories
proves
to.
my point of never taking more that's offered without asking in return.
Okay, but I have a question though. Did you let your friend know?
He didn't know.
So
this
so-
wasn't spoken
got
on.
it, got
before.
it, got it. That-
Well-
so that's well. First of all, let me say, I think that just because you may have a disconnect with a friend doesn't mean that it's not something that you can't repair. I think things can be repaired. But what I will say, and this is something like I would say, like, hey, if I can't do something, I'll let it be known, like, hey, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I would just say
That's
that.
being
I'll
a
just say,
man.
just as a man, just hey, acknowledge, like, hey, I can't make it. But again, there's different levels, and hopefully, that's definitely something that you and him were able to repair.
Absolutely, and that's amazing that you had said that, because that was something that after the time, because he didn't know I was going through financial hardship at the time, because like most people know, men can be very prideful. When I'm going through it, only the people that's around me in my immediate circle, or not my immediate circle, but my immediate environment, will only be able to tell.
Even then, sometimes you just internalize stuff where nobody knows, and that's something you're dealing with internally, and that's a battle you're dealing with.
That's a
that
fact.
nobody knows.
creates-
That's a super fact, because you could be at work, you could be even in your own household, and your lady or your family member, your child, whoever doesn't even realize you're going through something, but you're being so strong and you're internalizing it, and it might show in different ways, but you just, to your best of your ability, you're not allowing everyone else to notice it to your best ability, right?
But yeah, like, listen, great topic. Most definitely, we want you guys to chime in. And
Oh,
ask maybe
definitely,
a
definitely
comments.
identify who your friends are, who your associates are, and make sure you classify them then. Because when you need something or you need a particular interaction with somebody, you know who to engage with.
Hopefully
and
y'all
expect.
listeners is friends of the 30-something podcast. If y'all not, let me know. Let me know.
Now, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll be right back. Most definitely appreciate you listening to the 30-something podcast.
Cannon. Steps back.
Why you wasting your time? You know it's true. If you open your eyes, how I feel about you would be easy to see. Find your answer, laying right here with me. You'll be right here with me. You'll be after what you want, steady passing what you need. And I ain't trying to slow you down. You feel me? Feel me? Sometimes you gotta let your heart be the eyes to help you see all that you mean to me. I bet I know just what you're thinking. Why you trying to fight it? We gotta hide. Yeah. I bet I know just what you're searching for. Niggas got you blinded. Where you gon' find it? Oh, baby.
All right. Welcome back to the 30-something podcast. I'm your co-host, Josh. And right now we're going to get into the artist spotlight. For those of you who've been listening to all 5 episodes, which I hope you all have listened to all 5 episodes, then you already know what this is. The artist spotlight, we like to highlight either a young artist or a new artist that we believe is someone that transcends eras that people in their 30s will be able to vibe with. And on this week's artist spotlight, I'm going to turn it over to Tone. If you can just tell us about who this artist is and just a little bit about their background.
They better be fire too.
You heard it.
Yeah, I did. It was fire.
Everybody in the room had that nice little head bob. You know, they had that vibe going. So, yeah, today's spotlight artist is Adrian Marcel. I'm jumping back. Last week we went from Cleveland. We going right back to the West Coast because this is a predecessor of Raphael Sadiq.
Ooh, Tone.
And honestly, I been listening to Adrian Marcel maybe about 2-3 years ago, but he dropped that song "Searching." It's a mixtape back in 2015.
Oh wow. I gotta go search because that joint was hot, man.
Facts. So I want you to search and actually find out some of his projects. He's worked with artists such as like Wale, Kelly Rowland, Keisha Cole, of course, and like I said, Raphael Sadiq, which is Tony R&B legend.
I thought it was Tone.
I
Yes,
remember
Tone.
Tone has done it.
All I remember from them was like House Party 2 where they're doing the pajama jam.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
So yeah, check out one of his albums. I mean, he got a song. He got an album called "Got Me Effed Up," literally that dropped recently in 2017.
All right.
After he has another one called "Week After Next," 2014. He dropped that. There's a lot of good content, smooth vibe. I really didn't want to give up too much information because I want our guests to literally search the content. And
What
listen
would you
to
say?
it.
Which genre he falls into?
He falls into the R&B and also he raps too. So I
Okay.
mean, he
Getting his Drake on?
yeah. I mean, he's a double threat, not triples. He ain't
Alright.
dropping LeBron James.
He ain't got the triple double.
He ain't dropping the Russell Westbrooks of the league or the Hardens, but he got that double threat. So he rapping and singing. So great artist, check him out. And most definitely we'll be back with the 30-something podcast.
Hey, what's happening, shouting? The king back. I know y'all miss a pimp, right? Yeah, but dig, there's been a lot of hate going on, okay? So let me holler at this something. First of all, look at here, dog. You might see me in the street, but shouting, you don't know me. When you holler, when you speak, remember you don't know me. Save all the hating and the popping, pimping, you don't know me. Quit telling people you my partner, listen, you don't know me. Don't be a groupie, keep it moving, shouting, you don't know me. Hey, I ain't tripping, pimp, the truth is really you don't know me. Yeah, you know they call me T.I., but you don't know me. You be hating and I see why, cause you don't know me. I think it's time
Yeah, do something later on
Okay.
that you can
All right,
use.
so
All right.
what was you saying,
So-
Josh?
so-
We going dark 30, zero dark 30 real quick.
Yeah, this is off topic. I didn't say we were going to talk about this on the intro, but we got to talking about the best era in music, and I have to go back to my college days. Now I got 2 sets of college days. I got the first set of college days, which should have been my first 4 years, but then,
First 4 years.
yeah, but then I had the 4 years that I actually studied. So I have a total of like 8 college years.
It's
But
okay, you got through.
I got it. I got
It's
that
not
paper.
it's a marathon. It ain't a race.
Hey, I
you
got
know
that piece of paper though, and I'm paying for it. But anyway,
All ours.
but anyway, I'm gonna tell you the best time of music. And I'm not saying it's the best music because you got 88, you got 95, you got 96, you got like
You got
2
specific years.
Yes, no, yes,
93 was
no.
hitting now,
Listen,
okay?
listen. You got
Wait a minute, 1673.
Hold
Nah,
on.
that y'all can't forget about that.
hold on. Listen,
Ninth Symphony?
listen. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
2004 and 2005 were the best years for people who can't dance because you had trap music and you had snap music.
No, you
and
had
if you
snap
couldn't
music,
dance, and if you couldn't dance, you knew how to snap. You knew
So
how to
shake that Laffy Taffy.
lean with it,
I-
rock with it,
to this
lean with it,
day,
rock with it.
I hate that song.
Hold on.
But you had a little scrap.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Money in the bank.
Hold on.
hate that song.
Hold on.
Like,
Listen.
man, what?
But listen, if you wasn't the cat that knew how to dance, cause like back in the day, if a dude knew how to dance, he got all the women.
I knew how to dance back in the
Yeah,
day.
see,
for
you
the
got all the
record.
women. Man. You got all the women. You got
You
women.
had Snoop drop it like it's hot that came out.
So listen.
Like-
So if you couldn't do anything else, you knew how to get crunk and you knew how to snap. So I'm gonna say 2004, 2005, and that's also the time when I first started DJing. So I kind of knew how to play the music to get the crowd going.
I think you
But
What did you
that-
do with the crowd
Hold on
when
now.
you had Jaquan and everybody in the club getting
Everybody in the club get tipsy.
I think your opinion is
No, hold on. Okay, now listen. Now this is very specific to the region that Tone and I come from. Because also during that time, let's take it back to maybe 2006, 2007. You also had like Fat Al, Chip the Ripper. So like
See, now you're
literally,
dropping these names.
so like
Yeah, that's
hold on,
Cleveland.
hold
That's
on,
Ohio talk right there.
Hold on. So
Here's the
really,
Fat
so really, really back when I first started DJing, it was so dope because like you could do a local set for like literally 30 minutes.
Facts. We
Man.
had
30
gigs.
minutes, and you could play nothing but Cleveland
What
artists.
y'all know about Dude and Down the Way?
Dude, okay,
Hey.
okay.
But
That-
2004
that's
was safe
Cincinnati.
because you needed an insurance policy on life because Nuck
You
If
definitely did.
Nuck If You Buck came out in 04.
Now you talking my language. Because all this
I'm just
Cleveland
saying.
stuff, I don't know
The
what y'all
Prince of
talking
Crap.
about.
Hey.
Nuck If You Buck dropped.
Nuts Up still rings off.
Man, listen,
Back that ass up still rings off.
Those are two national anthems right there. That
There you
just
go.
mentioned. Back that ass up and Nuck If You Buck, man. And
But, you know-
Wakanda, they celebrate it, man.
But a lot of people feel that we're in the golden age of music right now.
Who
Given
is these a lot of people?
Listen, we got Kendrick Lamar winning Pulitzer prizes for Damn. We got
True,
We
true.
got people getting music submitted for like
Forget all
Simone
that.
and
You
that.
talking about 8-ball MJG. You don't want no drama.
Here we
Oh,
go.
man, you.
I'm up here trying to bring it on a high level. You want to talk about some A-ball MJG?
You want a higher self. He in a lower self.
Don't get me wrong.
Everybody dancing to that.
I mess with A-ball and MJG. Don't get it twisted.
Anybody
I'm
messing-
just saying.
What's what we talking about? What's the boys from Atlanta, man?
Them franchise boys or something?
You ain't talking about Chris Cross, are you
You
though?
don't give a damn.
Young Bloods,
hey,
Young Bloods.
Young Bloods here.
Okay, hold on. So it's
Sean P and Sean J.
Yeah.
so
Dancehall
listen.
music? Oh my God.
So
Shine that bar.
it sounds like y'all. It sounds like y'all agree with me
I
that
agree.
2004, 2005 was the best era. Now, not the best
Put it
era of
on
music
blast.
though,
Put-
because the
that
best era of
song's
music to me is like
trash.
95, 96, and then again in
With
two,
the
two,
da-da-da.
2000.
Oh.
But as far as if you couldn't dance and you wasn't like this
got
big
away
like
with
street
that
dude,
garbage.
2004, 2005 was your
I'm
year.
about to take your DJ equipment. I'm about to take all that because you're talking blasphemous right now, talking about D4L, Laffy Taffy is the best. I don't even know who you are anymore. Laffy Taffy? Shake your bubble gum?
Jay, so quick question. So
Laffy Taffy is
Oh
a
my-
classic.
Jay,
Laffy Taffy is a classic. Why you defending it?
so check this out. So because you said something very pertinent. You said the best era of music. The best era of music, excuse me, folks. Y'all might have heard me tapping on this table. That means I'm serious right here.
You better not say nothing crazy.
No,
Shout out to
nothing.
Tip
No, I'm
T.I.
posing
I'm
a question to him
serious.
because you said the best era of music. When you say music, that means it's including all genres of music. So I want to just clarify what do you mean specifically? Because 95, 96, those were some good years in music. Because we can even 96, we got Reasonable Doubt with Hove came out.
I think
And
that
then-
Outkast. No,
Yeah.
Outkast was 94.
94, you got all them. That's during the New Jack era and swing and all of that. But when you say that, what do you mean specifically?
Thank you, man, for putting me on the spot. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate
doubt.
it. It's the best era of music for someone who doesn't know how to dance and for them to be able to dance and survive at a party.
See, that's
now,
a
listen,
whole
hold on.
In
Pause,
95,
pause.
96?
No. So let's talk about 95 and 96. Let's
Okay.
talk about it.
Go
Let's talk
there.
about Reasonable Doubt. That is the best era in hip hop to me, personally. However, you're not dancing to Reasonable Doubt.
You ain't.
What song off of Reasonable Doubt you dance to? Now,
Ain't no nigga like the
no,
one I
no,
got.
They was going in on that joint.
no. Now I'll play it. Now, like we can talk about politics as usual. We can go through.
You're not dancing though.
No,
You
listen,
can get a
listen.
nice little two-step
Hold on.
off of feeling it.
No.
Yeah.
You're not playing that in the club.
Hey,
Hold on,
that's
please,
what I
and
said
please,
too.
no. We can talk about All Eyes on Me. We can even go into 97 and talk about like life after death. And I would say money. I say more money, more problems. This is probably a song you
Okay,
play in the
so-
club.
so-
However,
you wanna hit 35 though, right?
2005. Look, the whole Little
You had
John
lyrical
crunk.
content though.
Lil
No.
Jon wasn't out in 95.
No,
though.
no.
you
I
wasn't
said
dancing in
2005.
2005.
2005.
Okay.
You wasn't
So,
dancing-
so,
you wasn't
so
dancing
you
in
were not
95.
dancing. You're not dancing. So
I'ma
we're
tell
gonna
you
talk
why you
about
wasn't
hip
dancing in
hop.
95.
We're talking about hip hop is dope, but we're
tell
talking
you
about for somebody that don't know how to dance, for them to be able to survive in the club, 2004, 2005, 2006,
But let me,
the
let,
years.
me, let me drop you with some facts while you
Drop the
dancing
mic.
in facts, right? In 95, while you wasn't dancing, you was listening to Mobb Deep, Infamous Mob.
Okay.
You had
okay.
Cuban Links with Raekwon.
Yeah.
You had Liquid Swords. You had Soul Food for the Goody Mob.
Man, that's all that boom bap hip
You
hop,
had
man.
Dog Food with the we could go West Coast on them. You had DJ Quick AZ who was dropping tracks.
Oh, man.
You had LL with Mr. Smith that dropped in 95.
Wow, wow.
Wasn't nobody dancing. You had
Oh, LO had
Friday.
people dancing now. Come on.
Nah, man. Not
Man,
like
what song
that.
were you dancing to for LL
like
Cool J?
that.
LL Cool J, he has
What? Name one. Name one.
you got Loungin', you got Hey Lover.
Loungin' went hard. You
Loungin'
wasn't down,
went hard.
You wasn't dancing to it. You was just like grooving
grinding
to
on
it.
it.
There's a difference between dancing and grooving to it.
Man, y'all, and hey, as the engineer of this show, man, y'all are killing me right now.
No, you're
You're
killing
grooving.
yourself.
No,
Because
listen.
you're saying some crazy
Hold
shit
on,
right
hold
now.
on. Listen to what you just said, Khalil. You say you're grooving. As a
said
DJ,
rap
no,
grooving.
hold on. As a DJ, there's sometimes like when the night's early, you may have people bobbing their head and they're chilling. They're in the mode. They know the lyrics. They're bobbing their head. They're having a good time. That is great. That is totally different than them hearing saying Cash Money taking over for the 99 and 2000 and they run into the dance floor. It's completely different.
And that's something we're not even talking about. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
This is where the groove came in at, right? In 95, you had D'Angelo. You had Bone Thugs and Harmony that dropped. Eternal, East 99. You had R. Kelly, the R. Kelly album. And you had Michael Jackson that dropped out Past, History, Present. So it was very limited. 95 was gangster rap. You was literally pulling your jeans up. on
The
some straight
thing I
serious.
want to mention is like, you talking about dancing, but we ain't even dancing. We just standing there and letting the girl do everything. So what you talking about dancing for?
2003 was that dance hall Sean Paul.
There you go. Now we talking. Reggae, dancehall.
Give me the
That's when you need to
light.
dance.
Dude, you are from Miami, man. You coming from it from a different perspective.
Yes, and you coming from a different perspective too.
But butterfly, that's let me see it.
That is loud. You about to blow my ears out, bro. Man, we wrapping this.
Hey, listen, this is what we gonna do. This is gonna be 30-something podcast,
After dark.
0 dark 30. We gonna have this snippet. It's gonna have its own segment, all right?
Yes. I didn't know we were coming in like that. I was about to serenade the love of my life right now. What's up, guys? It's 30-something podcast. It's your boy Thompson. We got Josh, Tone, and Khalil in the building. And for the final topic we have today, we're going to discuss something I think, I'm going to test everybody's black card today.
Okay, cool.
We got some movies here that are considered classic movies in the black community. And I'm just going to hit you guys with a couple and see have you seen it or not.
All right.
And I'm sure somebody out here has something they haven't seen, and I'm gonna roast your ass so bad. Y'all laughing right now. All right. Y'all ready?
It might be the other way around.
Maybe. All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna start off light right quick. Boys in the Hood.
Of course, man. Yeah, it's a classic.
Shout out to Dope Boy.
Man. Ricky!
But he passed the SATs, man.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Y'all ever
Right.
seen a dead body?
Right.
Next one. Set it off.
Oh, come on, man.
Course,
Cleo,
yeah,
man.
sitting
That's
on
big
the rooftop,
homie, man.
man. You know.
Or big homie-ette. What do you call the woman? Are women homies or are they the homiettes? Like, what's the...
Women are the homies.
Okay.
And let's leave it at that.
All right. Next one. Menace to Society.
Man,
Oh, yeah, man.
day
Old
long.
dog, man.
Never seen it.
I gotta go with Josh. I've never seen it either.
We pulling 2 cards.
Listen though,
Dude.
I've seen the clips. I know about you don't fucked up, right? And I know about what you say about my mama. That's all I know. I haven't seen the whole movie.
Okay. Yeah, so you can
You
be
still don't
fully
get no
black.
pass, though. You
Yeah,
know?
you have to watch that, man.
I guess I ain't fully black, man, because I don't have any intention to watch it. But moving right along.
Next up, Juice.
Oh, hands down. I was
Yeah,
definitely
rest in
seeing
peace,
Juice.
Pop, man.
Tupac.
You know,
All right. I'm about to quiz y'all right quick, but not another podcast. Above the Rim. Another Pac classic.
Hey, I was a hooper, so I had to see that. I can't even get out of
Man,
that.
Leon at the end. Matter of fact, Dwayne Martin. Remember when he was at Georgetown? That last shot he took,
Mean little crossover pull up.
bruh.
Sukup.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yo, what song was playing at the end when the play was playing? Let's test them. What song was playing, Tone?
Hold on, I got so many songs going on.
It was the last song of the
I do
movie.
I do the artist spotlight, so it takes.
You do.
Give me my library. Hold on.
right.
Come to me.
All right. Oh, you still trying to figure it out?
Give me a minute. By the end of the
All right. Next one. This might be digging in the crates a little bit. Jason's lyric.
Oh, come on, man.
There's land in the grass.
Man, Miss Pinkett Smith was in that joint.
Never seen it.
Josh, what did you do growing up, man?
Wait a minute though, Josh. Though, you know this is a love story. So, I mean, are you against chick flicks or? I mean,
No, I just never seen it.
okay,
I just never watched it.
okay.
All right.
I don't know about you, Josh, man. All right, next one. Belly.
Oh, come on, man.
Nas X.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we good.
Man.
I even heard they might be making a sequel, but that's something
Like
else.
Rockweiler.
Now, quick question: is Lion King considered a black classic movie?
No.
Nope.
Nah, that's Disney, man.
That's Disney.
Yeah, that's Disney.
Come on, you got James Earl Jones. You essentially got the king and queen from Coming to America played Simba's mom and dad. That don't count for nothing.
It was a star-studded cast full of black people, but it wasn't.
It's not a black classic. No.
That took place in the heart of Africa
Okay.
in cartoon form.
You still got South
what's the
Africa.
I'm about to say, yeah, come on, man. Nah, this not. Moving along.
All right, Love Jones.
Yeah, you know, hey.
I'm a poet, so
Oh yeah,
you
Nina
know me,
Long.
man.
Most definitely shout out to her. That short haircut. Ooh wee.
Never seen it.
Well, out of
No,
here,
not
man.
Love Jones, man. You done missed out on some pertinent parts of your life. With
We're
that.
about to make some drastic changes to the 30-something podcast, fellas. Please be patient with us as we sort out these,
Yeah, this is
these drastic,
just the 20-something.
egregious.
You looking like a YouTube baby right now.
right, man.
Man.
Come on, man. Love Jones. All right, next one. The Best Man.
Oh yeah, we seen that.
I seen that corny ass movie.
Oh, wow. Well, speak on it, man. Why is it corny?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, man. Don't diss to my mans, because I love seeing my peoples in movies. And what's homie name? Who he's the actor that's just the most positive brother in every movie.
Tomorrow, Tay Diggs, or was it Morris Chestnut?
Morris Chestnut.
And he can't do no wrong.
Yeah, you see him in the movie. You know a black woman getting loved, just love. Love her.
And you know, it's
You talking
crazy.
about taco meat. That's what they call it, taco meat.
It's crazy because like I seen a meme where it said it was like a black woman saying she wanted to get a man like someone from the Best Man movie, and it showed those brothers with women that weren't black women.
Oh yeah, it's that.
And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that sometimes things aren't the way that they appear to be in the movie.
That's Hollywood, man. You right about that?
All right, we got a couple more. Have you guys seen The Wood?
Facts all day long.
Back in the day when I was young, not a
Stacey,
kid anymore.
yeah, man.
Hey, Stacy transitioned from The Wood to what's the other movie when Stacy grew up? Stacy was he was a security guard and he was in another black movie later on.
Stacey was in some movies where I was like, Stacey, I'll be like, he been in some
Are you
movies
mean
where,
the jail joints?
yeah, like I ain't like seeing Stacey in jail. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave that right there. Like,
Next one up, we got Harlem Nights.
Oh yeah.
oh man, Richard Pryor, that's the king, man.
Hey man, listen, Harlem Nights, classic.
All right, we got one more for you. This one's the epitome of classic. If you don't have this, might have to send you somewhere. I don't even know where. Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood. Tell me you haven't seen it. Josh, I'm looking right at you.
I have watched that one, man. I have watched that one. So, all right. So, do I get to stay on the podcast?
No, you in the Calabasas. Man. Hey, we about to ship
You're on the
you
way
out
to
there.
Saskatchewan.
You going to the 300 acres of Calabasas. That's where we sending you.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, but before we wrap up the show, is there anything that you all would like to say
I
to
want to
the
know
listeners?
why Thompson ain't seen Crooklyn.
Ain't none of y'all seen Crooklyn, man.
No, I
Spike
watched
Lee
Crooklyn.
joints?
I watched Crooklyn.
Spike
Now
Lee
I got a black movie that you haven't watched that I've watched, man. So
What, Crooklyn?
Crooklyn, you gotta watch Crooklyn, man.
What the hell is Crooklyn?
You,
Spike Lee?
come
on,
on,
man.
hey, listen. I advise you to not say anything else about Crooklyn until you watched it, because you may offend a lot of our listeners.
Oh, wow. So that's a Spike Lee joint?
Oh, yeah.
Spike Lee,
Spike Lee joint for
Oh,
real. For
man.
real.
He's going to take my 40 acres and a mule?
Cool. All right, but anything anybody want to say to our listeners?
Yeah, man. I got something to say to the listeners, man.
Oh, you about to
Don't say
chastise him or something?
No. Straight up, man. Listeners, listeners. If y'all listening to this podcast,
How many times you going to say listen, though? Listen here, listeners. I'm about to listen while you listen to that. Listen.
Right. Listen a little bit. Listen. Right. Nah, but man, we love y'all. We appreciate the support, everybody. Keep telling a friend and tell that friend to keep telling a friend, a family member, all of that. You know, we appreciate all the feedback that everyone's giving us, because without you guys, there's no us. If you guys didn't listen to us, it'd be no reason for us to even keep going. So we appreciate everything. You know, continue to give you support, continue to pour into us, just like we're gonna pour into y'all, and we're gonna continue to deliver the most pertinent, the highest quality information,
most honest.
the most.
Man, Lil, you put
All
that
of that.
together so smooth, man. I mean, that wrap up right there was kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know how he
Would you be
put the
my
sweater
friend,
on
you
and
know
he
what I
switched
mean?
to tennis shoes?
Yeah, and his shoe game and his sweater game was on point.
Why
on
did
the
he
low.
always switch his shoes, though? Like,
He was stunting on us on the low. You know, PBS for the broke
I'm
motherfuckers.
mad.
We didn't know he was stunting
We
on
are
us.
talking about Mr. Rogers
hey,
right
Mr.
now.
Rogers was a Navy SEAL on the low.
Yeah,
Hey.
Mr.
It wasn't
Rogers.
on the low. He was straight up.
Yeah. When he said, "Would you be my friend?" I felt that in my soul. I was nervous.
Won't you be
Yeah,
my neighbor?
I wasn't gonna be his friend, but I was like, I'll keep watching the show though.
But for real though, we definitely have some big things coming for you guys in the future. So stick with us, and I promise you, we're gonna deliver. I'm telling you, we have some things in the pipeline that you guys definitely want to be in tune when we drop it.
Stay tuned. Most definitely stay tuned.
It's the 30-something podcast. Gotta
Hey,
take care.
engineer Josh, we good?
We good.
Nah, we good. You got your black card. It's under review.